Hey there, it's Pete with GCI Turf. Hope you're having a great day today. I want to welcome you out here to my home, right here in my backyard. Turf type tall fescue. Got a little Kentucky bluegrass mixed in. This is all irrigated, meaning there's an underground irrigation system on a timer, pops up, sprinkle, 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 and that's how I water this part of the yard. Now back there in the back is what I call my test plot. It's pure turf type tall fescue. I don't have an underground irrigation system. I use my big sprinkler jumbo sled, actually hook it to the hose pipe and drag it around and water that area section by section. Now ever since I've had my irrigation system here in my yard, I have always done the typical normal watering that's always been recommended for years and years. You know, that pretty much goes like this. You want to water infrequently but deep, and that water is to be applied early in the morning. I typically only water about 3 days a week early in the morning here on my yard. And what I normally do is I'll run a cycle for about 20 minutes early morning. It'll cycle through all of the different zones, and then when the last zone finishes up, there's about an hour break, and then it'll start right back over for another 20 minutes on zone number 1 and cycle through everything again. And that happens 2 to 3 days a week, just depending on how hot that particular week is. Now when you get back here, this is my non-irrigated area, 100% turf type tall fescue. We are in about the 3rd week of July. It has been very hot, and you can see it looks absolutely phenomenal for a non-irrigated stand of turf type tall fescue, especially considering the spring that we had. But my secret to this is how I have been keeping it going so good, is I've been watering it 1 day a week. Folks with big brains for many years have always said, 3 to 4 times a week, roughly, water deep, infrequently, all that. I've kind of taken that deep and infrequently to the next level. I don't have a timer out here. I don't have a way to set up a bunch of different heads out here and micromanage the water and let this one run for this long and this one run. I simply don't have that kind of time. I'm a busy guy. I got 3 kids, I got a wife, I got church, I got family, I got, all kind of things that I just like to do. I have a camera and a YouTube channel that eats up time. So I don't have time to come out here and just micromanage all this watering. That was the reason I installed an irrigation system in my yard. I can simply program the timer, hit play, and it does its thing. But out here, it's more of a manual job, so I only have 1 day a week. On Saturdays, typically I'm home. I would set up my jumbo sled out here in 1, 2, 3 locations, and that would allow me to cover the entire area. And this would be an all-day event. You're talking 4 to 5 hours of non-stop watering in one location. Cut it off. I let my well rest for an hour or so, and then I move the sprinkler down and repeat that process 4 to 5 hours. Let the well rest for an hour, and then move it over here, and then I would catch the fat part right here in the middle. And of course that would run for 4 to 5 hours. It's just an all-day watering event in this one area. And as you can see, it is held up considerably well. And it has actually gotten me to thinking. And I'm gonna convert my yard over to the same watering schedule as I've been doing out here. Now the only issue I have is I have 11 zones. Okay, the front yard, side yard, and backyard, it's 11 total zones. And I can't run them all in 1 day. So if you've done the math on that, and if I ran each zone for 5 hours, 11 times 5 is 55 hours. That's over 2 solid, full 24-hour days of the water running straight and continuous, and my well would probably not handle that. Even as strong as my well is, I would probably do some damage to it, suck it down too much. That's just too much water at one time for even my water supply. So what I think I'm gonna end up doing is splitting it up into about 3 sections: front yard, the 2 side yards, and the backyard. Typically, I don't mow on a Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday. Most of the time, it's around the Thursday through Saturday-ish time frame, especially this time of year when I'm only mowing one time a week. So I can do the front yard on Mondays, side yards on Tuesdays, backyard on Wednesdays. So even though the zones are running different days of the week, each zone is still only running one day a week. So I think I'm gonna try it. I have been over the top impressed with how the test plot has held up to 1 day a week watering. It has impacted me that much that I'm gonna actually do it on my yard right here too, just to see what happens. And like I said, we're middle of July, third week of July, something like that. So I still have the rest of July to go and the entire month of August to go. So still got plenty of heat. I think this will be a great test, a good experiment, and just to kind of double prove what's been going on back here in the test plot, and that kind of watering will work. And just so I'm clear about this, I do have a kind of a test product that I have been using back here a little bit here and there. So I do feel like I've gotten some benefit of this product back here. And of course, we'll talk about that more next year. You know me, I'm not going to show you any type of new products or new stuff until I try it for at least an entire season. And that's what I've been doing back here and been getting some pretty dang good results. So we'll talk about that a little bit more next year, but hey, I am tickled silly with this, and it's a crying shame I'm getting ready to smoke all this off. But you know, I want my Kentucky bluegrass back here, and we're going to be installing a full-blown irrigation system, the whole 9 yards. So if you want to watch and check out that process, make sure you subscribe to the channel, and tell all your buddies you're watching Pete over here gonna kill off this nice fescue, and that guy's done lost his daggone mind, and it'll be all right. Once you see my game plan for back here and we get the baseball field set up, I think you'll like it. It'll be pretty cool. So hey, maybe this is something you want to try out with your watering. If you're getting a lot of rain, you don't have to water, but if you're not and you do water, hey, you might want to follow along, try that 1 day a week super deep heavy soaking, and see what happens. We'll keep an update on my yard for the rest of the year. As always, I appreciate you taking time out of your day to watch. I'll check you later.